Dr. Monica Distant, a psychologist. Today's focus is social identity theory, a powerful lens for understanding how group belonging shapes our thoughts, emotions, and conflicts. In this segment, we'll explore the heart of the theory and why it matters for everyday life and global issues. Why do communities, nations, and even neighbors end up in conflict? Psychology offers an answer. It is the social identity theory. This theory shows how our need to belong to a group can unite us, but also divide us. Social identity theory explains how we define ourselves by the groups we belong to, like our nationality, religion, ethnicity, or community. It shows how this sense of belonging creates in-groups we favor and out-groups we distrust. That simple divide can spark prejudice, rivalry, and even conflict. But it also reveals how shared goals can bring groups together. In our next segment, we look at local and international conflicts. Welcome to Part 2 on Social Identity Theory, SIT. In this segment, we examine the psychology of wars. Wars aren't just about land or power, they're about identity. Social identity theory shows how quickly us versus them takes hold. When people strongly identify with a group, they defend it fiercely, often by seeing outsiders as threats. In conflict, this divide hardens. Loyalty to the in-group grows, while the out-group is painted as dangerous or less human. That psychological split fuels aggression and justifies violence, reminding us that wars are driven as much by perception and belonging as by politics or territory. Locally, identity clashes appear in political rivalries, neighborhood disputes, or even church divisions. When one group feels threatened, unity strengthens, but hostility toward outsiders grows. Several prominent psychologists have extensively studied wars, focusing on trauma, identity, and group conflict. Key figures include Sigmund Freud, Varmik Volkan, Erich Fromm, and B.F. Skinner, each contributing unique perspectives on the psychology of war and violence. On the global stage, SIT explains wars like Ukraine-Russia, where national identity drives resistance, or Israel-Palestine, where historical trauma and group pride fuel cycles of retaliation. Each side sees survival tied to defending its identity, breaking the cycle. But SIT also shows the way forward. When groups share superordinate goals, like rebuilding communities or protecting children, hostility can soften. Recognizing each other's dignity is the first step toward peace. In conclusion, conflicts aren't just about land or power, they're about identity. By understanding social identity theory, we can see the roots of division and the path to reconciliation.